Okay, so we're leaving my house on the edge of Beverly Hills on the west side near Beverly Glen. And this is Beverly Glen. I'm going to make a left turn here. And we're going down Beverly Glen. Now, I shot this towards the end of the day, bit of rush hour traffic, so I took a shortcut. Otherwise, we'd be looking at a lot of back ends of cars. Here's my shortcut, turning left. This is going to be Benicia Avenue and straight down to Olympic, which is one of the major east-west thoroughfares in Beverly Hills. Hanging a left, we are now heading east. Straight ahead, you can see the Century City Towers. That's where all the agencies are. Here we are in Beverly Hills. Now, to my left was Beverly Hills High School, 90210, and to my right is Rexford Park, a lawn bowling club that Walt Disney used to chair the meetings at. And we're still heading east on Olympic Boulevard. Now we're going to get ready to turn left on Palm Drive. This is where my gym is, at the end of the block, and you'll see why we call this Palm Drive. Now, things have been speeded up where necessary. And on the street, pretty well every day, you can see tourists. I don't know why, they all seem to be from Japan or China, and they've got their cameras out, the guy with his girlfriend, and this is the street they prefer to go on, I guess for obvious reasons, beautiful palm trees. The streets in Beverly Hills are all according to different plants. So each street has a different plant. This one being, of course, Palm Drive, so of course it's going to be palm trees here. Just immediately to my east is Oakhurst Street, and of course those are going to be oak trees. And along with that, the birds change as well. So sometimes we get one street with tropical parrots and another one with just your average starlings. So we're heading now west on Wilshire Boulevard, arguably the main street in Los Angeles. In Beverly Hills, it runs through the middle. The north side is when the properties start getting really expensive, and the left side is where the lower cost housing is. And I was hoping I could get a picture of my house here, but it's over to the left, just about where this white car was we just passed. So this is what I would see most of the day. So anybody that knows Beverly Hills might recognize that as Gregory Street or Charlieville just before that. And we are now back on Olympic heading west. Going to make a quick right turn on Beverly Drive South. We're at about the 300 blocks south. So that means we're 3 blocks south of Wilshire. We're heading to Wilshire right now. And I would say most of the residents of Beverly Hills, we do our grocery shopping here. There's not really much in the way of tourist activity here because this is where we go to, restaurants, local stuff, and we don't want to have to do the tourist thing and fight with a long list of tourists, long lineup of tourists. And you've got some pharmacies and, casual local restaurants that you never know who you're going to bump into. That was Larry King's Bagel Shop when he was still alive, just to the right with that red awning. He used to serve bagels there every morning from 5 to 7 a.m. And we're getting up towards Wilshire again. We've passed Gregory, and we're going to pass Charlieville. It's spelled Charlesville, but we pronounce it Charlieville here for some reason. So you can see, you probably can tell there's not a lot of tourists here. And one of the things about Beverly Hills is the zoning requirements are very strict. So we have regulations such as all housing and most buildings can be either beige, white, or yellow. That's about it. So you see a lot of those colors. And of course they have to have a certain style as well. When you literally move a plant, you need a permit anywhere in your yard. It's very, very strict building requirements here. Zoning requirements, I guess. And this is Santa Monica Boulevard to my left. And we're going to go up towards, we're still on Beverly Drive. And we're going to end up going right on one of two Santa Monicas. There's first Santa Monica here, Santa Monica Boulevard, otherwise known as Route 66. And now the next Santa Monica Boulevard is the one that goes up to the other Santa Monica Boulevard. There we go. And this is the other one right here. Alfred's on the right, one of my favorite places for tea and coffee. Straight up ahead, you might be able to see a whole bunch of tourists there. Just to your left, that would be the Beverly Hills Fountain. And the Beverly Hills newspaper is in that white building there. City Hall is that tall building straight ahead. You see it right there? That's the police department and the library and City Hall. So Beverly Hills is a population of 35,000 people, up to 10 million in the tourist season. So not a lot of people live here, and it's reflected by the relatively small size of City Hall. That's the theater, the City Theater. And we're going to be making a right turn again. There's some of the most expensive gas in the world right there. I think last time I looked, it was about $8 a gallon. It's one of the very few gas stations left in Beverly Hills. I believe that might, in fact, be the only one in Beverly Hills. And now we're going to go through, now we're on Beverly Drive and north of Wilshire, so actually north of Santa Monica. This is the street. This is the iconic street of Beverly Hills. We're going to keep going until we get to the intersection here. It is an uncontrolled six-way intersection. As you can see, there's cars going all over the place coming up here. Not there, but the next one coming up. And we'll take a look at that. Boy, you got to be brave to go in there, my friends. No traffic lights, totally uncontrolled. These houses are all going to be in the $25 to $75 million range. So not the most expensive ones. They go north of $100 million, but that would be more on the hills, which is just at the end of this road when we get to the Beverly Hills Hotel. And just before we get, that's on the corner of Beverly Drive and Sunset Boulevard. We're about to come up to that street here. Now you can see I've stopped. That's Pat Boone, my friend Pat Boone's house to the right there. And now we're going into the intersection. And believe you me, if you've never done this before, be prepared. Don't get nervous, be sure what you're going to do. But there are 6 streets all converging in this one intersection. And you can see there isn't one traffic light to be found. To the left is a gorgeous city park called what's it called? Sorry, Will Rogers Park. He was a major resident here for many years, and that's one of 3 or 4 parks named after him. That one's probably the nicest. There you are, straight in front of you. That is the driveway up to the Beverly Hills Hotel. Yes, the world famous Beverly Hills Hotel with the chateaus and a lot of people making out there, and I think a few people had died there as well. So we're going to make a left, and we're going to end this video at Walden House. And I think you've heard me earlier say that Beverly Hills has some very strict building codes. This one, Mike Leboff, I believe is his name, the #1 realtor in Beverly Hills. He bought this house from the Hansel and Gretel estate, the man that did the first movie. I believe it was back in the 20s. Do not quote me on that. But he took that house and refurbished it in about 1985 and has lived there ever since. As you can see from the nature of the house, it's needed a very special permit to even be able to do anything with it and keep it up to the way it was. It's a long history. You can look it up as Walden House. And we're going to come up to the end here. believe it's Carmelita Avenue. And yes, you'll notice all the lawns and the public streets are all beautifully manicured, which is what you'd expect for the kind of property taxes we pay here in Beverly Hills, California, 90210 and 90211 and 90212. Those are the three zip codes for Beverly Hills proper. All right, I think we're coming up to our street here. We're on Rodeo Drive. Sorry about that. This is Rodeo Drive. Obviously, everybody's heard of that. And this is very much a tourist street. So we're going to take a look at that. See if you can spot all the different designers on there. Now, interestingly enough, this street was not historically the famous Rodeo Drive. Rodeo meaning ranch in Spanish Mexican. That was the road, and those back in the day, I guess the 1910s, turn of this last century, that was a dirt road that went up to the only property up on the hill right behind me here, about 2 miles where the hills are. And there was an old Mexican lady living up there, and she had kind of a ranchita, I think they call it. And rodeo means farm or ranch, and she was the one that was the first, I guess, resident of Beverly Hills. So we're going up the other way on Rodeo Drive now. Most of the streets here are one way. Of course, everything is pedestrian friendly. We don't like to have cars in Beverly Hills. Now we've come back to Wilshire. That's the Four Seasons Beverly Hills Hotel. So if you saw Beverly Hills Cop, and they did a lot of scenes in the hotel, that was the hotel they did it in. So we're heading west on Wilshire Boulevard. This is kind of a ghost town here. They've tried for years to get people to occupy it. That's my gym, Equinox, on the right there. They have tried for years to get that street populated for shopping and tourism, and it just doesn't stick. Those are all major department stores on the left, but they're all virtually vacant. And now we're going down to, we're actually on Spalding Avenue, and then we're going to be on Moreno Avenue, and that is where the famous TV show takes place. It's not actually filmed here, you may figure that out. But it is Beverly Hills High School 90210. My daughter went there, graduated class of 2021. And if you're a student at Beverly Hills High School, you're called a Norman. That's their team name. The Normans. Theme colors are orange and black, and we're about to make a left turn. You can see Century City straight up ahead of me, and you must live in Beverly Hills, and they do check, they come to your house to be able to go to this school. You can't just sort of fake it and get a mailbox or stay at your aunt's place, or somebody you know that's got a 90210 zip code. No, there's a lot of construction going on in the school, so you can't really see it that well. I've got the camera mounted on the car, but it's not much to see because they're renovating. The Board of Education for Beverly Hills is that beige building to the left. So that's the school board. Yes, we have our own separate school board, nothing to do with the city of Los Angeles that we're surrounded by. And when we get to the end here, we'll be back on good old Olympic. And now we're at the intersection of Santa Monica and I have to check that out, make sure that I got that right. Doing this as I'm watching it here. Yes, okay. We were heading east on Santa Monica. Now we're heading north on Rexford, I believe. There's a few churches here, Catholic Church, Anglican Church. The synagogues are behind me. They tend to be a little bit more, most of those are in the west, the famous ones, the big ones, like Barbara Streisand, people like that go to those ones. And I guess they don't like fighting, so they keep them separate from the Christian churches, which is where we are now. And we're going to be turning left here, and this will bring us pretty close to the end of this video. And when we get to the left, we're going to end up at Walden House. And Walden House, as you're about to see, you can look that up, and so you want to get the details about it. I'm going to make a kind of an illegal U-turn here so that you can see it and frame it up in the camera properly. So we're looking directly west. I'm doing a little bit of a turn, and look at that. That is Hansel and Gretel's house.